more broad in the society and interact with each other peacefully and more sensibly.
Thank you. He says that education creates opportunities. So it is not a scam. Who else thinks like that?
Okay, so back to my own definition of what a scam is. I said that a scam is an event or like action that makes someone to lose money. Like she said in her experience of that scam, they said that you should spend a certain amount of money to that account. So let's say she said that money, should have lost the money. That's that. So like a scam is something that makes you to lose money. You invest money but you don't get anything out of it to just lose that money. So in the sense of education, I'm pretty sure that every form of education you need to invest money into it. So you investing that money. If you invest money into if you invest money into someone's education and you don't get anything out of it, then that's when you can call it a scam. But when investing into education, there's always something to get out of this. So education is a scam.
Okay, with those points, we believe that education is not a scam. And I was going to ask the teachers. Naturally, they would say that education is not a scam, okay, because you are in the business of education. Well,
Okay, sir. Before I talk about if education is scam or not, they we have to get this clause that education is scam is because we have the wrong mentality about education. People believe if you go to school, you become rich. So by the time we have a lot of graduates in the town who can really good results, but you see them riding bikes. So with that mentality, they believe that education is scam. Meanwhile, the cost of this is because they have bad interpretation of what education is. The reason why we go to school is not to be rich. If you go to school, there is no guarantee that you're going to be one of the richest man in your community or even in your village. You go to school to be enlightened. And people who don't know it assume it to be when you go to school, you get rich. And because we have a lot of graduates, like our country today, each year we have thousands, millions of graduates without no job, who cannot take care of themselves. So all of this thing joins together. People come with this ideology that education is scam, and that is where it's coming from. But the literal education is not scam.
thank you very much. Yeah, made my work very, very easy. You know, in our society, just as I said, we live in a materialistic society. Materialistic in the sense that your assets based on how much money that you have. But education is not just a matter of money, or pounds of dollars. It goes beyond that. So when we live in a society in which many people just who live first class, they don't have any jobs. The people say, why do I need to go to school? After all, I look at those that are already going to school, they labored. How far? What do they have to show for it? But that is not true. Education goes beyond that. Education can actually make you rich. Financially, yeah. But it is more than that. All right. So, my dear friends, what I know that topic is do not be deceived. Do not think that education is a scam. Anyone who tells you that education is a scam itself. It's a scam for people to say that education is a scam. Okay. So invest yourself in education, invest your resources, invest your energy. It pays. Some of us are here today because of education. If you were not educated, in fact, if you are not where you are today, you won't be here. Your education is not a scam. For those of you that have just come in, I want to welcome you. Please come in and fix yourself somewhere else. The arrangement is that you don't start going to your schools. I want you to just fix yourself somewhere else. You can feel free. If there are two from the school or a table, you can move, you can spread so that we can this work. Okay, we are still waiting for friends to register so they can go ahead.
To block them. Can you see? No, let's put it here.
Are you recording now?
Yes. Are you okay? Maybe you can. How do we do this? Or the back way we are at the back. It needs to be too far away. Also, stay away from. Between safety.
Okay, we are talking about how to form and sustain the clubs in secondary schools. And there are two things we'll be looking at together: forming a club and sustaining it. It's a different thing to form a club and another thing to sustain it. In the first instance, let me ask once more, I want your ideas. What do you think a debate is? It is surprise. Have you thought about that? Or you just took it for granted? Okay, I don't want to bother you with it. Okay. Now you sit already. Okay. All right. A structured discussion in which two sides present an argument. Two sides that present arguments for or against the motion. Anything I did not capture there? I want it to be interactive. Is there anything I didn't capture there? If you look at that definition, there are some interesting elaborated words. The first one is structured, right? The next one is discussion. The next one,
Two sides.
two sides. Two sides. Two sides. I think we agree on that. Okay. The next one, arguments. Next one, motion. Okay. So you see, these are actually technical expressions. And that's why carrying out a debate is a technical thing. And because it's a technical thing, we have to be careful what we do and how we do it. It is structured. In other words, it doesn't do anything anyhow. Like very structure. Structure means that's a format that it follows, a format that it takes. It's a discussion, yeah. Like that's something you discuss. And in this discussion, we have two sides for or against, proposing or opposing. And I want to talk about the last word there, motion. Let's get it clear. You don't discuss a topic in a debate. Instead, you discuss a motion. And since that is the case, the motion is never a question. It is a statement which you either agree with or disagree with. Let me give you an example. Are men better teachers than women? Is that a motion for debate?
No.
That's the question. And my answer is yes or no. What you have in Nigeria, is it adult delinquency or juvenile delinquency? That is not a debate motion. I can choose any one. But I can convert it to a debate emotion. Women are better teachers than men. That's emotion. And since it's emotion, you are free to either agree with it or disagree with it, either propose or oppose it, depending on your points. Whether you are convince me or not, it depends on your points. If you can convince me that what I have here is not a microphone but a pen, get your points, convince me. That's what you do in a debate. You argue persuasively, convincingly, with the points you have. So let's start with that. When you structure the emotions, it's not a topic. Make it an emotion. Then ask questions. Because when you ask questions, the answer is either yes or no. And you expect me to say more, I will keep quiet because I've answered your question. Now that we know what a debate is, let's move on to a debate club. So what's a debate club? Let's go on. A group where students meet to practice debating, improve speaking, and build confidence. It's a group. That's why it's a club, society, group of people who have identical ideas. And what do they have in common? They want to practice debate. They want to improve their speaking habits. They want to build their confidence. And if you look at the graphics there are some other things. So you think about counter-argument, knowledge research, the future, beliefs, speech. You argue, you learn. That's important. You argue, you learn. You challenge ideas, challenge proposals, challenge beliefs. So many things we take for granted. Opportunity comes but once. Is it always true? A fool at fault is a fool forever. Is it always true? These are things we believe. Is that not true? Is it not true? Are they always true? You challenge such things. You ask such questions. You know, challenge such things. Women are better cooks than men. Is it true? So in a debate, you have some challenging motions, and you are asked to think about them and do your research. That's important. For you to be a debater, you must do your research. I use the word debater. I didn't say debater. I said debater. ER at the end, not OR. Okay, let's move on. There are different types of debates. You have the formal debate, the informal debate, team debate, and individual debate. Formal debate is the type of thing politicians do during the elections or selections, as the case may be. The presidential debate, that's formal. Because now the informal, which is not so official. The one you do in the school, is it formal or informal? The school's debate, is it formal or informal? What do you think? What do you think? Is it formal or informal? School's debate, is it formal or informal? Okay? Informal. Is it true?
The one you do inside the school.
Yeah, the school's debate. The school's debate.
The one we do at Yesi.
Yes.
It's formal.
It is formal. That's a formal debate. All right. We have the team debate, or we have teams. Actually, in our schools, we do team debates. Then we have individual debate, personal, the one-on-one, which may not be. So I'm interested in formal and team debates. We've actually hinted on this, we've touched on this purpose of the debate. Let's move on. Yeah. When Dr. Morgan was talking, she talked about critical thinking. When you're debating, you are doing critical thinking, lots of it. You think critically. And critical thinking is one of the characteristics of the 21st learning. And all of us here, all of you sitting down here, are your 21st century learners. Critical thinking. You also improve your communication skills because you must use language. So you see, debate will help you improve your language. It also helps to build confidence. Because for you to debate, you have to stand before an audience. You have to stand before people who don't agree with you. You have to stand before people, some of whom believe they know more than you. You have to stand before people, some of whom are against what you are doing, that you are trying to pull you down through their own debates. So you have to develop that confidence to stand before them, maintain your ground, then present your debate. And even when I don't agree with you, it's important for me to respect your views. You're entitled to your opinions. You're entitled to your views. I'm entitled to mine. I don't agree with you, but we're all entitled to our opinions. So while being carrying out a debate, it's important for us to have mutual respect. You respect your opponents and your team members also. It also helps you to develop your team building habits. You work, since you are going to have debate teams, opposing side, the opposing side, have to work together. You know that sometimes people find it difficult to work together. Yeah, we have some debating groups where the members fight over things. But to be a good debater, you must learn to work with members of your team so that you will achieve a set purpose. So why would you want to start a debate club in school? It creates a forum to build confidence. It improves your speaking skills. We've said that it encourages critical thinking. It also promotes teamwork. Okay, let's now go on to the steps. The steps we need to take. I remember when I asked questions, who should form the club? Some people believe that it is the students themselves that can form the club. Yes, they can. Others say it is the teachers. They're right. Some other person said it has to be elaborated with between the teachers and the students. That's fine. It's not a one size fits all. Depending on the situation in which you find yourself, what works for you will not work for us. In the first instance, we are saying get the school approval because I believe all of us are in schools. Just cannot say you want to form a debate club, go and do it yourself. Get the school approval. Now somebody let's move on to that previous slide. Let's
Previous one. Okay.
yes, the previous slide. Yes. Get approval, school approval, then get a teacher or a mentor. That has to be someone who is going to lead out. And recruit members. Ask for members. It could be people who are students who are interested. You can also do some headhunting. You may identify some children you feel, some students you feel are good debaters or will make good debaters. So you can bring them into join the debate and then set your goals. That's very important. Set your goals. Now, you elect leaders, assign roles to them, create a schedule, and set rules. It's important to get the rules so that everyone will abide by the rules. So that nobody goes out to what they're not supposed to do. And remember that this is a debate club. Why it's important for us to bear this in mind is that so that when we attend debate meetings, we shouldn't convert it to an opportunity to start discussing other mundane businesses. Or opportunities for us to start thinking about, talking about some other kinds of social activities. Please let us restrict ourselves to why we are there. Just like here, we know why we are here now. I wouldn't leave it and start preaching the gospel according to someone. No, that's not why we're here. At the right time, we do that. I won't start learning new songs and start how to sing and that. That's not why we're here. So when you go for your debate meetings also, restrict yourselves to set rules, know why you are there. Let's go on next slide. Now that our debate clubs have been formed, it's important to train the members. We should teach the debate formats, practice speaking, organize mock debates, and also give feedback. They say, when I was smaller, I heard practice makes perfect. Is that true? Is that true? Yes. Is that true? Practice makes perfect. That's what I believe. That's what I was taught. But I think we've come to challenge that. Is it true? Will practice make it perfect? What will practice do for you? Practice makes for improvement. Doesn't make it perfect. Practice makes for improvement. And it is in debate that this is true more than the other things to practice. You find out that the first day you started debating, if you continue with practice, you get better. The more you practice, the better you get. So practice will always make you better, will make you improve, not necessarily making you perfect. And then you organize more debates and give feedback. And in the next slide, you may wish to have weekly meetings, practice your debates, and do some skill building activities, and also create reflection time. Reflection time will give you an opportunity to ask yourself, what have we done here? What have we done right? What did we do right? Is there an opportunity for us to improve? Can we do this better? And let me also say here that in case you don't have the manpower you need to do this, you always ask for help. You can network. It's not a crime if you reach out to one or two other people you feel have the ideas. People you feel they have the skills you need. You can bring them in, just like what we are doing now. Just like what we are doing. I'm not a member of Yesi per se, but I was brought into, okay, you can help us do this, fine. We network, cooperate, collaborate, so we can get this done. In your debate club, you can also do that. Yeah, this is very important. This slide is very important. Now that your debate club has been formed, it's important to sustain it. Sustaining means keeping it, the what? Or people are interested in writing. What does it mean to sustain? Let me let's pause here. What does it mean to sustain something? Think about it. To sustain a club. What does it mean to sustain an activity? Tell me. To preserve. Okay, to preserve the club, yes.
To maintain and to make it happen continuously.
Thank you. I like the word continuous. To keep it running. To keep it running. Yes.
To make it stand the test of time.
simple to make it stand the test of time. Yes, the last beautiful to conserve. All right. Yeah, to sustain your club means it's been there for 1 year, it's been there for 2 years, the third year, the fourth year. What happens? As the years go by, it continues. Not that this set of students have graduated and then the club dies. Not that the mentor, the teacher that formed it has gone on transfer or has relocated and the club dies. No, even when they are not there, the club should continue. In Nigeria, we have this, we say, soldier come, soldier go, but like we make. Is that not true? That's sustainability. So what can we do to make sure that we sustain our debate clubs? It wouldn't be a bad idea. These are just suggestions anyway. You can have your own ideas. These are suggestions. In a school, you can have a junior and senior debating club. Reason is that for the junior ones, they grow into the senior club. And as the senior ones graduate, the younger ones, they will take over. That's continuity, succession plan. That's what we call it here. You remember, you heard when we said that the young child grow, right? And for me, I've changed it. I said the young has grown. Yeah. So you can have junior class and a senior club so that the junior club will now mature, graduate into the senior club. Also ensure continuity, make sure that you sustain what you are doing. Don't lose the interest, don't lose the fire. The fire should not die. Keep members engaged. If you have a club where people are idle, that zeal is lost, that interest is lost. But if they are busy, that interest will be sustained. Organized debates, either within intra-school debate or inter-school debate. That way, that interest will be sustained. Celebrate achievements. Whatever small achievements you have, you will celebrate it, shout about it, make it loud. That's something to you, psychological, your mental health also. And then encourage participation, encourage everyone to participate and provide the required support. Let's move on. Also creates a forum to host competitions. They can be interclass debates, inter-school debates. You invite judges, you give awards. These awards, they don't need to be million naira awards. Small things which make people feel good. That's joy in winning, joy in participating. And definitely don't deceive yourself into thinking that once you form your debate club, that is going to run without challenges. That's not true. There must be challenges. And for every challenge, there's always a solution. Now, what are some of the challenges that we might have? Low participation. Some students may not be interested. Some teachers may not be interested. Even the school leadership may not be interested. And when that happens, what can you do? Make it fun so that those who are there will love it. And spread the news. Wow, did you know what we did at the debate club today? I want this. When that happens next time, so that some other students somewhere would like to join. So parents would like to send their children so they can join your club. Also plan ahead. Remember that schools have a timetable they're working on, plan ahead so that when things happen, they don't take it by chance. After that, you'll be proactive. There's always that fear. Are we going to succeed? Are we going to fail? Everything you do. And to counteract that, encourage the members. Encourage yourself, support as case may be. For the teachers, you can see what they call there. They guide students, they provide the resources, they motivate the neighbors, and they ensure discipline. They ensure discipline. And remember, a strong debate club builds confidence, thoughtful, and articulated students. Believe in yourself. And look at the red print there. Can you read the red print together? No, it's not the red print. Be you. You know who you are? Be you. I give you 1 minute to reflect on the journey so far. Just 1 minute to reflect on the journey so far. How far have we gone? Is there any interesting learning point before we move on? Listening for so long, I want to hear from you. Just 1 minute. Oh, really? Okay, I've been told that. Okay, so let me take the 1 minute back because I've been told that I don't have so much time. I'm taking back the 1 minute. Let's move on. Okay, let's move on to this now. We're now going on to the technicalities. Now that we have formed our debate club, what are the rudiments of a school debate? Understand the basics of the debate. Remember what we said earlier on, that debate has a structure. And what's the structure? Have the introduction, then you present your arguments, you have the rebuttals, and the conclusion. I think the introduction is clear, the argument is clear. Let me just spend 1 minute to talk about the rebuttals. Rebuttals there, your opponent has taken the opposite side. Rebuttal simply means you point out, you point out 1 or 2 things you think they have, 1 or 2 points, and then you counteract those points. Yes, in this debate, I know that my opponent is going to say that what we have in Nigeria is juvenile delinquency and not adult delinquency. I know he's going to say that children in schools, they smoke and do things, and we have all the other social activities which they were not taught at home. That's what I'm going to say. But have you also forgotten that you're not trying to do a rebuttal? I also forgot that in our place, we say that when the mother cow is chewing grass, that the young ones are learning. Why did the young ones learn all those things? Are they all learning from their adults? If the adults were angels, why would the children be devils? You have counteracted their argument. So, for you to be a successful debater, you have to think of 1 or 2 things, listen to your opponent, pick holes in the arguments and use them for your rebuttal. That adds to your point. These are some of the things that judges look out for when they are listening to you as you're debating. Let's move on. Okay, these are the roles we have in the debate. We have the group that propose the motion, they argue for the motion, they're supporting the motion. We also have the team that is opposed to the motion, they're against the motion. We have the moderator, we have the chairperson, well, not necessarily. We also have judges, you must have judges, and you must have your audience, the people who are listening to you, the people you are talking to. These are some of the key skills in your debate. You have to speak clearly. We want to understand you. You don't muddle up your points. You have to be intelligible enough. Speak in such a way that everyone listening to you will understand what you are saying. Clear speaking and clear thinking. Be logical in your thinking. Deductive reasoning. If this is this, this is this, and this is then, we should conclude that this is the case. sometimes you listen to debaters, they can't write their own arguments. Yeah, they can't write their own arguments because they have lost touch of what they're doing. They allow themselves to be carried away. You argue for and against your argument at the same time. That's lack of consistency. You're not going to win that debate, honestly. Now you must also develop good listening skills. Listening is not the same thing as hearing. There are two different things, there are two different skills. Many people can hear, but they cannot listen. And by the way, listening is one of the powerful language skills. Now listening, speaking, reading, and writing. There are 4 language skills. Now listening is very important. You also have to have that confidence. I've talked about it before. You have to have the confidence to stand before your audience and make yourself heard, make yourself count, make your points count. Logical thinking, critical thinking, logical listening. You also have to build very strong arguments. And that is where lawyers succeed. For some of you here who love debate, I know that many lawyers who come today started with the debating club because as a lawyer, you do a lot of arguments, all right? And what they do is they do very strong arguments with evidence that they have presented. If this is going to be the case, this is going to be the case, this is going to be the case. State your points clearly, give your reasons. Provide examples, cogent examples, strong examples, examples that nobody is going to fault, and then remain relevant. Stay relevant. Don't digress from the motion. Remain relevant. And then as we move on, then about those skills, I touched on this earlier on. Listen attentively. Then identify your opponent's weak points, respond politely, and use facts. For you to have your facts, it means that as a debater, you must be a good researcher. Any motion you are going to debate, you must research it. Find out as much as possible concerning that motion. So that when you talk authoritatively. When you argue convincingly. When you debate persuasively, so that nobody is going to fault your facts. Let's move on. Respect others, no interruptions, speak when it is your turn, and then stay on motion. Don't interrupt people, no matter how hard you disagree with what they're saying. Wait for them to finish. No matter how out of tune or out of touch you think they are, be patient. Wait for them to finish so they can now have the opportunity to hit them back. Tips for success. Practice regularly. Research your topic. I've talked about it. Make sure that whatever motion you are debating, you are versed. You know things about it. You know everything about it. Stay calm and confident, and also use simple English. It doesn't pay to use big jargons that nobody understands. Use simple English so that you will be understood. In conclusion, debating helps students become confident speakers, critical thinkers, and respectful learners. Oh, this one is so small, but I just want to add this within 1 minute. What judges are looking out for. In any debate, the order may differ. The order may not what you have here. It's not straitjacketed. The order may be different from what you have here. This is, in a nutshell, what judges are looking out for. They're looking out for proper organization, content. What you're saying, are you on point or you're out of context? Is it off point? What's the content? How well are you able to organize the points that you have? And what's your content like? How rich are your arguments? Then the speaking skills. What skills do you have? Now I want to tell you this. When you watch two debaters, you can see that no one debater debates like the other. You bring your individuality, you bring your personality, you bring your skills, and that makes all the difference. It's like what I'm doing here. If some other person comes here to do it, it's not going to be the same. It could be better, it could be worse. So your debate skills matters. Your debate skills, they matter a whole lot. It's going to add to what you are doing and it can also distract from what you are doing. And then your language. Your language. I wish we had a time where we would have talked about some language skills, and that is where many debaters are caught. The way they manage their language. As a debater, you have to upscale your language. Because let's take this, the language of communication, I mean your English, the language of communication. I have a different second one there. And this is actually what we used some weeks back. That's the emotion there. Artificial intelligence should be used in schoolwork. That's emotion. It's not a question. It's emotion. And then we have organization, information, and use of facts. 30 points, understanding of emotion, 20 points. Presentation style and clarity, 20 points. Use of language, 20 points. Respect for other debaters, 10 points. All added up to 100 points. So the bottom line is this. Make sure that the argument is properly organized. Make sure that you have your facts. Understand the motion that you are debating so that you remain relevant. Don't be carried away. That's why, as you're debating, look at the motion and explain every critical word in that motion. Make sure you've understood every word, every appropriate word of that motion. Explain it because it's going to add to what you are doing. Once you stray, you will be arguing off the work. I think that is where I'm going to knock off. With the above few points of mine, I hope I'll be able to convince you that debating is a serious thing. Thank you very much. Do we have time for contributions and questions?
5 minutes.
Okay, 5 minutes. Okay, so let's agree. How are we going to divide our 5 minutes? Contribution and questions. How many minutes contribution? How many minutes? 2 minutes, right? 2 minutes. Okay, 2 minutes. Our time starts now. Contributions. Contributions. No contribution. Oh, no problem. It means that everything I said was understood, or that nothing I said was understood. So then. Okay, questions then. If there's no contribution, let's go to questions. Yes, please. I want to give you the mic so we can hear you.
Good morning. Question is, I want to ask if it is right to probably walk up to some meters close to your opponents while debating.
I will say no. Reason is as if you are trying to fight to, then you are trying to remind them. So it's not. Some people may misinterpret that as violence. So maintain your mind, stay away. It doesn't add anything to you. It doesn't add anything to the strength of your debate. It doesn't take anything. So stay where you are, make your argument. The judges will listen to you, they will hear you and rate you. Yes, please.
Use the mic,
Use the mic, okay.
what should you do when it comes to that situation with the on stage, or if then you forget what you're meant to say due to anxiety, and how do you avoid that kind of situation?
Okay, that is one thing every debater must pray against and work against. You're on stage, you're making your debate, and something happens as a blackout. And you forget things. And once it happens, you lose control of everything. Okay. One way, you want to help me? Okay, let me answer this one first. One, to avoid that, first of all, practice very well and have your lines at your fingertips. I tell people I coach even when you are dreaming and somebody meets you in your dream and you present your argument convincingly. Once it becomes a part of it, I don't say that's the word I don't want to use. That's the word I will avoid it. I'm carefully avoiding that word. It begins with a C. Exactly. It begins with a C. I'm trying to avoid that word. And you can do without it, but you can learn your lines very well. By going through your lines thoroughly, it becomes a part of you. You don't need to cry. By going through so many times, even when you close your eyes, you see those words written out clearly there, their positions on the paper. That's what happens when you plan, when you practice thoroughly. And once that happens, and we have presentation skills. All right? When you are there, people are looking at you, they're not trying to kill you with their eyes. You see everybody, but you see nobody. Right? You make the argument, and if for any reason you have done all these things and can't black out goes, move on and go to the next point. The worst thing that can happen to a debater is when you stand there like a statue and go clap for you to give the stage, they clap you off. We buy it. No, that's the question here first.
Good afternoon.
I'm going to you.
So as a debater, are there a hierarchy of the debate officials? Like you must acknowledge the panel of judges first, or you acknowledge the chairman, you acknowledge the arcade timekeeper, and your fellow debaters. Are there hierarchies of this?
I think there should be, even if you as a highlight. It's not true. Which means the first person to acknowledge? The chairperson. Okay, from there is the chairman. Wait, the panel of judges, then the moderator, the moderator, that's why, see, the debate is structured, all right? And for you to make this, before you make a debate, familiarize yourself with the structure, all right? So that you maintain, yes, that's a structure to follow. So you get that structure, okay? No, the question here, yes.
Like, my question is that when speaking, is it a must to use like a violent speaking method or speaking calmly and they are more convincing? Or is it that when you speak forcefully or aggressively, they are more convincing than when they are speaking calmly and soft?
That's some words you have used. You have used violently, aggressively. Such words are negative words. But you can be persuasive. I remember also that we have our individual differences, but maintain your calm. All right? You can be persuasive, yes, but violently, not necessary. Okay? Be persuasive and convincing. Yes. How many minutes for questions?
Mine is not actually a question, but I wanted to answer the anxiety question she was asking about. So there are some tips you can use. One of which is practice with your friends. Use a small crowd first. Maybe your family, your mom, your dad. After the discussion, you can practice with them. Go to school, some of your friends. Practice by standing in front of school. Start talking in front of people so that you can beat anxiety. Two, if you get there and you're lost for words, something you can do is look above their heads and speak. Right now, I'm anxious, but I'm speaking. So I'm looking above your heads and I'm speaking. So try this.
Thank you very much. That's why it's good to practice. All right? These are the things you do in your class, in your school before you are presented for that a public picture. And then, no, that's something I tell people to do. It sounds like it works. When you go home, you are learning, you are going to speak, please stand before a mirror and talk today. You see yourself, you are going to critique yourself. It's going to help you with your confidence. I think it's only questions. Okay, use your initiative now. Who's going to ask the last question? It's not my fault. So
I would say, please note down your question. We might have more opportunities for questions later on. Because I can see 4 more hands up, and that's a lot of time to take.
so it's not my fault.
So please put your hands together for Ambassador Developer Jane for that insightful session. I'm sure you've learned a lot. If you did, let me see your hands up. I did too. I learned some new things to apply. So let's keep learning. Take us on in the next session. Okay, please rise to your feet, everybody. Rise to your feet. Just stretch. If you want to move around, move to the back.
And my test is when the toilet is in, they need to make sure so they can go out.
All right, before we move to the next session, in case you want to use the restroom, we have to my right, there's a door there, and then moving to the back. Okay, if you want to do that now, you can follow Mrs. Itwen. Yes. Okay, you may want to move around just 1 minute and back to your seat. 1 minute. 1 minute within the hall, please. Within the hall, please. All right, and you may want to sit down if you're tired of standing. Want to do a quick reflection, write down the question on your mind. 20 seconds more. And time's up. Time's up. Please let's get back to our feet quickly and continue with the next session. All right, we'll start it right away. I think others will join us when they are back. The next topic for today is your voice matters. Why debate is more than just talking. And to take this session, please join me with a round of applause as I welcome Mrs. Buki Oyelehong. Keep clapping, please, to begin.
Thank you, Oyelehong. People call me Oyelehong. Thank you so much. Thank you. So, as the topic says, your voice matters. Why debate is more than just talking. All right. So, okay, everybody is not back yet, but quite a number of things I have on my slide has been addressed by our first speaker and some of the comments here. So I'm actually glad that that happened. All right. So before they come in, I want to ask, has anybody been in an argument before or a discussion with a member of your family that you had to persuade them? Show of hands, please. Who? Okay, can you tell me, was it just talking or about something else?
I think I was trying to convince my mom to do something, and then she was like, she wasn't sure why I should do that thing, because she just had her own reasons, but I was trying to tell her that it's actually good for me. So I was giving her reasons why she should do it for my sake.
Do you know that what you did there was just like this? You had an idea, you spoke to her, you gave her reasons, compelling reasons for her to be persuaded to give you that thing. So it wasn't more than, it wasn't just talking. So there are different aspects to that. Any other person? Any other person? All right. So I'll give an, okay, thank you.
And the particular argument we have was about the particular argument give to one of us, me and my elder sister. So it was just like more of a competition, because I was giving my mom reason why she should give it to me instead of her. But the other sister was also giving her, so she had to choose that either between me or her. And so I gave strong decision.
Thank you. You gave strong reasons why she should give it to you. That was just debating. And if you notice, debating is not about fighting. The word argue, I looked online. Let me show you what I found about arguments. Has anybody checked it online? To argue is to give reasons or cite evidence in support of an idea, action, or theory, typically with the aim of persuading others to share one's view. You know, when you argue, what comes to mind first? Fight. I want to go and argue. No, you should give me this. No, I said I'm going to talk to my mom. Argument. I think that's the first thing we think that comes to mind, that they were arguing, maybe because of people in the process of arguing, they fight. In the process of arguing, they raise voices, they get physical. Like somebody asks a question, they get violent, they come to your face and start pointing, so pointing finger. That is not argument. Argument is when you present a reason, you allow the person to talk back, you listen to learn, you learn to listen, and then you have an amicable discussion. That is an argument. So debate is about arguments, arguing emotion. All right, thank you. So, like the said she has to convince her mom for something. She has to give her reasons. I've also had to do that, but because of time, maybe I'll share my story later. A brief about me. My name is Adebukola Oyinao. I'm a business consultant, and what I do, I help women in business to put their business together so that all right, put their business together so that the business will support them and not drain them. That's what I do. Public speaker, and I've also been listed on Nia Adesonya's Speakers Directory. You can look him up, one of Nigeria's foremost speakers and leadership strategies, something on talk show. And also my focus area is consulting, small business, I help them. People that want to achieve more with their lives, what I do, I also host events, corporate and faith-based activities. Thank you. All right, so When you were to talk to your mom and convince her, how did you feel? Were you scared at first? You were scared, okay? And what was the outcome? Did she finally agree? She finally agreed. And also you that you and your sister, you were having a report of, you mentioned something, she counterpointed your, is that English correct? Counterpointed. She made a counterpoint on what you said, and then you also have to say your own to give strong reason. So that is a scenario. We engage in debates almost every day of our life. It's a natural thing. And for you to be so, I want you to know that for you to be successful in that kind of small debate, you can also stand here and debate when you're given a topic. Simply think about what made that convincing your mom a success. What was your thought process? How did you prepare to put your points together to your mom? And you're able to succeed, then you can stand here and present it to a larger audience. All right? Listen. So talking versus debate are different. When you're talking, you're sharing opinions casually, often emotional or impulsive. Listening may be optional, no clear. I can come to you and say, hey, did you know what I saw today? I'm being emotional and gesticulating. You might not even be listening, be like, what's this one saying, Jerry? Let her carry that thing. Wahala and go. I might just be talking to you and engage. It's just sharing opinions casually. I saw somebody, the person did this. I was coming, I saw a dog, I saw a cat, I saw this. Just casual talk, often emotional. Listening may be there's no clear goal. I'm just coming to gist with you, probably wasting your time. But in debates, like it has been established, is a structured argument. And we have said argument is not fighting, it's not being violent. It's just presenting your points in a thoughtful manner, critical thinking and all that. So debates, evidence-based reasoning. You're not just talking out of hearsay or what is trending or what is popular. It has to be evidence-based. Active listening is required. If you're going to do a report, you need to listen to your opponent, what the person has said, so that you can pick your points and then use it to your own strength and add to your own presentation. Should I slow down? I'm moving too fast. Because I see everybody's writing and I want to move to the next one. And the outcome is to persuade, to inform, or to solve. You were able to persuade your mom to do something for you. Sometimes it might be to inform. A school might decide that we want to bring a policy in. How well will it go with our students? You might say, okay, let's bring it out as a debate. Let's bring the topic. Let me mention the topic, like, should uniforms be banned in schools? That is emotional. Probably some has been complaining, I don't want to wear uniform to school. Why must that look like I'm in prison and all that? It was a joke. I got uniforms for my son. He changed schools, and then he was like, it looks like I'm in prison. It was a had something. So if some students are complaining like that, the school might say, okay, let's gather data, let's see information. And they present it to the school. Some will to the students, some will go for it, and some will present against it. So that gives them information to their minds into what is obtainable out there, or to solve the situation, or to solve a situation to know, okay, what is actually happening out there. Let's roll. Now, talking versus debate, it's just talking, whatever, duh, clock it, and all that, listening, blah, blah, blah. But in real debating, talk about facts. You must present facts. I think part of scoring, what do they call it? Manuscripts of scoring, yeah. The rubrics of scoring is part of facts, and then the counterpoints, logic, and evidence. Almost said praise God. All right, purpose of debate. I'm just run through this quickly, although of course we can have mentioned something about that. Is to encourage analytical thinking, improve communication skills, and develop confidence in expressing your ideas publicly. I mentioned the first scenario because we all debate, we all argue every day, but how you present it is what matters. And like I said, if you know what you did, but you were able to achieve something, you'll be more confident to replicate it. You'll be more confident to do it again in another instance, all right? It helps you. If you could speak to somebody in the closet, then you know that when you stand out there, you can be able to do it. I want to do a quick activity. Who has never done a debate before here? Anybody? Okay, you've all debated before. Okay. So let me see. I want someone from here, a student from here, and a student from there. I want volunteers, please. Should I come to you and pick you? Am I speaking Spanish? I'll pick you. I want a guy. I will pick you. You've spoken a lot today. And you? Yes, please stand up. So the motion is uniforms should be banned in school. Start thinking. I'm giving you 30 seconds to think of something. You're coming here, you will debate for just another 30 seconds. You just say something. All right. The motion is uniforms should be banned in schools. Let us give them a round of applause as they step forward and as they think of the points they are going to present. Please step forward. They are thinking. They are thinking. They are thinking. Keep clapping. Clapping. Keep clapping. I'm giving you time to think. I have two papers here. One is for, one is against. Can you pick one? Ladies first. Just pick one. So you know which one is for, which one is against. So what are you doing? Oh. Okay, and you? Okay, so are you ready? Just 1 minute. Uniforms should be banned in school. Who's starting? Four.
He's wearing nothing.
No, 4 dollars. 4.
Good day, sharp listening, the moderator, operate my keeper, my debater, and the audience. I am here to support the notion that uniform should be banned in schools. My first point, uniform should be banned in schools because
Continue.
uniform should be banned in schools because number one, for some students feel insecure wearing uniforms. It feels too casual.
Thank you. Over to you.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, the panel of judges, moderators, and average timekeeper, and my fellow debaters. Today, I will be opposing on the motion, uniforms should be banned in school. First of all, I'll simply define the term banned. This simply means to remove something for a particular period of time. And my first point on why uniforms should not be banned in school is uniforms help to create orderliness in school. It has been seen even in our society that schools that lack uniforms there is much of orderliness because students use this avenue to wear whatever they like, expose their bodies and all. Thank you.
Amazing. A round of applause for both of them. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. You want it? Okay, thank you. So I put them on the spot. They had to think quickly. They had to engage their minds, right? Had to engage their minds and think on their feet and make a very compelling reason or speak with sense. Do you understand? He mentioned something. Sorry, what was it again I mentioned? Feeling insecure, and she defined being banned, and then schools that do not wear uniform, students can do anything that they want. You have to bring that out from your mind, from yourself, from your mind and from yourself, right? Did you know you could do that? No. So debate is not just about talking. You think, and you know your brain is like a muscle. If you do not use it or engage it, it's going to what? It's going to be dormant. You're going to be dormant when you don't use it. So when you use your brain often by reading, by learning new skills, right? By debating, you are engaging your mind. If you have time and you were asked to do a research, you know, you will go around researching more about it. See the two debaters here, and it makes sense in just 1 minute, just one point. Students might feel insecure, and then students might not be able to be coordinated properly. Thank you. A round of applause for them once again. All right. While debate matters, it builds critical thinking. Critical thinking, it improves communication skills. It teaches active listening. Although she didn't do a report or she didn't pick from him, fine, it's okay. But it teaches active listening. It enhances confidence and persuasion. It encourages open-mindedness. Because if I had asked you that question before, that should uniforms be banned? Be like, yes, why they should be banned? But you are like, your own idea is correct, they should be banned. But what if they should not be banned? You try to listen to your opponent's points, see that, okay, there are more ideas to this, there are more areas of seeing this, another perspective to this, all right? Let's go. Okay, they mentioned about debate structure, opening statement, argument, presentation. Please remember, argument is not fight, it's not violence. It's presenting your reasons in a coherent way. Then there's a rebuttal, and then there's closing statement. Okay. Yeah, elements of a debate, research and evidence, facts, examples, and statistics. Then the structure, we've explained that there's clarity and confidence. Speak clearly, maintain posture. Two of them, when he spoke, like Mr. James said, you know, two debaters cannot have the same personality. He was just calm and then he talked, and then she brought in a bit of energy, but yes, it made sense. All right. So speak clearly, maintain posture. It's not about when you are doing a debate. Yes, accurate timekeep has, hold debate has, in between. It's not a dance or rap. It's not dance or rap. Or you are picking your nose and then you are talking as a no. Do you understand? You speak clearly, you maintain posture, pass to the side. Active listening, understand your opponent's point, then you disagree without attacking personally. This is very, very important. Even if what your opponent said hits you, maybe you can't solve, and that thing hits you somehow personally. No. Open-mindedness, all right? And I know that not taking it personally. Tips to become a better debater. Know your topic. Research well on it. Like it has been established. You know, when you research well on it and you know it will be difficult to an extent to forget your lines. Because you understand it, not just the C word, not just programming. When you understand something and it resonates with you, and then you develop it yourself, not somebody just give you copy and paste the day before the debate and say, give this point. No. If you are the one that researched it yourself, you will understand it, it comes from you, it flows through you, and has been established to practice often. Practice with yourself, record yourself, hear yourself speak to the mirror, speak with people around you, go to your dad and ask for that thing, go to your mom and ask, even your friends, do that. But that way you are okay in that element. You listen carefully, organize your points, use evidence, not just opinions. Stay calm under pressure and engage your audience. Engage your audience. Thank you. All right, common myths about debate. Debate is just arguing. Growing up, when I heard debate, I think two people will just argue. And then when arguments about, no, my opponent said this, so I must my own this and that. The aura, the presentation is more about, very, very strong, in a way, arguing, not hearing each other out. No, but the debate is a structured discussion. Opening statements, you make your points, the rebuttal, conclusion, the structure. Then you must be loud to win. Our two debaters there, were they loud? Were they loud? No, not really. It depends on your tempo, the way you talk. You can know if you notice that my own style of presentation, I'm a bit louder than Mr. Jim. Did you notice? I move a lot and I gesticulate a lot, but it's my style. But it doesn't mean if they were to score, it doesn't mean I'm going to win. No, he will score better points than I do. So it's not about loud and then you raise your voice and then when just score 0 or 2 because you didn't stick to the rubrics of the debate. And yes, the hall was loud. All right. So the truth is, persuasion is better than volume. If you are able to persuade your audience and change their minds or inform them or solve a particular situation is better than being loud. So stay in your element. Another reason why you forget your lines is because you want to do drama. You want to do like others. So because you are focused on that acting part of the debate so that the audience will give a resounding applause or you'll be accepted in the audience, you forget your lines. But stay in your element. If you're the dramatic type, it's okay. If you're the quiet, like somebody shout hallelujah. Pastor Deboye, right? It's a very calm person. It enters and no. And song. Hey! I don't want to mention them. Sure, you have to, that is the person's style. Okay? Know thyself. Let me use that word. Know thyself. All right? You need to know everything. That's the mean. When you call you for debate, come and do this. I don't know anything. No, I'm not doing debate. Oh, no, you don't need to know everything. Remember, one of the ways of debating is to research. Research. So when they give you a topic, you find out and then you research. So the truth is, research and reasoning matters more. Yes, not everybody knows everything. When I was going for debate, I had to do research and put my experiences together. All right? Thank you. We move. Okay, remember, debate isn't just talking, it is thinking, proving, what's that? Listening and winning minds. All right? Remember when I said that when you engage. Okay, so if our two debaters here have never done a debate before, the fact that they have been out here, they have done a debate, you know that you'll be able to do it the next time they ask you to do it, right? Right? Because you were able to that 1 minute. Sometimes when you come in for debate, I mentioned your brain. If we do not use it, it goes dormant. We need to sharpen our brain. So if you go through a grass or a bushy area, when you walk through the first time, what happens? You create a pathway. So when you are engaging your mind, you are creating pathway. There's a path. If you walk along that path again, what happens? The grass everywhere becomes clearer. The more you walk along that path, the more clearer that road, and then there's a road. So consistency, thank you. So you're creating a pathway. After a while, your mind begins to think. You are elevating your mind. Do you know that some people, they will be brilliant. After a while, they become dull. They're not as brilliant as they were because they're not using their brain. The pathway, and if you don't keep walking at that path, after what happens, the bush will close that path you have created. Do you understand? So you keep engaging your mind. Debate is not just about talking. Critical thinking, critical reasoning, you are engaging your mind. And even when they say that go and learn skill, this woman, wow, I don't want to go and learn. Holidays coming and then they tell you to go and learn a particular skill. You're wondering, they just want to punish you. They don't want you to play games. They don't know. it's also a way to engage your mind. So when they call you on the spot like this, come and debate, come and do this, you are not going to cower and say, no, it's not me they're looking for. Okay, so my son went to camp last year, Boys Leadership Academy Camp, Coach Bukari, if you know, in Port Harcourt. He was 14, he's turning 15 this year. So I told him, see, in camp, when they say who wants to volunteer, be the first person to volunteer because they have different things they do. Photography, robotics, how to change tires, different activities. I told him, be the first to volunteer. Do you know why? Because if you volunteer and you don't do it well, they will teach you right there and there until you get it. Even if there's not much time for them to teach you to get it, and they ask somebody else to prepare to come and do it, you have advanced more than others. You know, some people they will not be looking. I know how to do it now. You know, there's a way your eye to hand, there's a coordination and retentive memory that comes with it. When you practice something with your hand almost immediately. So when it was time to change tires, step forward. He tried it. I saw it in the pictures because parents were not allowed to go and he sent pictures. He told me, Mommy, yes, I did it. And he has already done it. So after the camp now, he has an idea. He's several steps ahead of others that attended the camp. You know that sometimes when you watch something and you don't practice it, after a week or two, when they call you to come and do it, you're wondering, I go school at all. But here's this thing now. Do you understand? You might struggle with it. So any skill, reading, technical skills, reading books, debating, it all engages your mind. They are all connected together. So reminder, every conversation can become a debate. If you think, listen, persuade, effective. Debating, I have it here that debating is an art of public speaking. So Jim also mentioned that. And you know, in public speaking, there should be an introduction, a message, and a conclusion. The same thing as debating. Debating is more than just winning arguments. It teaches respect. Yes, you need to respect your opponents, not just going to them and pointing fingers. All right, respect. Like as an established, you don't go to them because you want to counter their points. You say you respect and critical thinking. It's not just thinking at the surface. It's like several levels deep of thinking. And communication skills essential for life. Do you know that for you to be, how many of us want to be a politician here? Nobody. All right, let me leave politics. At least some leaders. Did you know that even if you are a top manager and they will call you to come and speak, you might be shaking and your voice is shaking because you're not used to standing. You are used to staying behind the scene and asking people to do certain things, right? Probably the person maybe has been shying away from responsibilities and opportunities to speak on. Debating is not just about talking. Communication skills essential for life. You know how to present your arguments. You know that some people are naturally violent. Don't come to you, they're loud. They're like, no, it is. They are naturally like that. But when you go through the process of debating, there's a way it realigns you. You are no longer violent, you're no longer pushy, you're no longer that loud, or it is not my own, they must hear, they must do. No, it's no longer like that. There's a way it refines you for life. Remember, debating is not just about talking. Keep practicing and keep learning. Thank you. So debate skills, you said it's ability to research, listen carefully, listen to learn, and learn to listen, and persuade your audience effectively. I want to challenge you. After this workshop, pick a topic with a friend or even at home and hold a 3-minute debate. That's my challenge for you after this workshop. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Buki, for your exercise.
No.
All right, put your hands together for her one more time. I want two or three people to tell me one thing you learned from this session. Volunteers, or I just hand you the mic. Anybody want to share? Thank you very much.
For today's section, I learned this about when debating someone to interrupt before the debating.
Okay. No interrupt a debater. Okay.
I learned that we should engage openly and also provide evidence.
Engage your audience and provide evidence.
I learned that a debate is not just about you knowing everything, it's just about research and knowing things like
Beautiful. So don't shy away from debate because you feel, oh, I don't know much about this topic. You can research, you can make findings, it grows you.
I learned that there's a difference between talking and debating. Talking with progress or debating set goals.
Fantastic. I like that. That's the essence of this last session. And finally,
I like the session of bringing forth clarity, debating and trying to be persuasive.
clarity and persuasiveness. Please put your hands together for everyone who actually talked now. I know a lot of you want to share, but let's move on to the next session. No, you have questions, right? If you have questions for Madam Buki, please put up your hands. We have 5 minutes for this. Okay, that's one there.
I guess I have a question. Is it right if you like ask question while debating? For example, let me say a motion like community school is better than private school, and you're like, did President Tinubu did he went to private school or something like that? Is it right?
I think Mr. Jim can answer that. I'm not a pro in debating. Like you remember I said that you might not know the topic. Do you understand? The last time I debated was when I was in secondary school. But I had to do the research. So please, Mr. Jim should be in the best position to answer the question.
That's a question for Mr. Jim Stop.
Okay, rhetorical questions are out. Only rhetorical questions. Rhetorical questions are those questions you ask without expecting the answer. Which of you here has never been on the streets on a hot day and then you felt like drinking cold water? Just looking want to say me. That's a rhetorical question. Otherwise, on a typical debate, I don't expect to say, my opponent, please, what is your name?
Yeah, thank you very much. With several questions that are meant to amplify your point. Yeah. Question?
During debates, when introducing yourself, you use the sentence, my names are honorable.
Okay.
So you must all your questions. Okay, what constitutes the name? I think it should be your first name, your surname, or the last your name. My name is Menasse Ejim. Otherwise, I cannot say my names are Menasse John Mark Ejim. No, I am Menasse Ejim, and I want to sign here. So I don't think it's even, it sounds okay. Let me not use the word I have done. My names are, no, my name is, say.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
To ask if you are completing it means serious for you to like convince the audience that let's say if the opposing team is also right, their debates.
These are the good questions. Mr. Jim. It's still Mr. Jim. It's most of the questions. It's not about the talking what I presented. It's more about the debating aspect. Yes. Yes. Please, can you repeat your question, please?
If you are completing a debate, see right or okay for it like let's say the opposing motion can say the opposing team are also right in the debate or very
I don't, okay.
You understand that?
But maybe to validate what the opponent has said. It means you are agreeing with them. I think that's what she's asking. Is it okay to agree with something they have said?
If you are in opposition, means you are against and you cannot agree, no matter what you are against. So anything that makes you say, I agree, you are countering your own point, which means it's a veil.
Maybe she may also be mistaking it balanced argument, right? Balanced argument is not a debate. It's also a type of persuasive writing. They usually give that in WAEC, right? Where you have to present a balanced argument. You are giving both points, you are giving both sides, and at the end of the day, you are trying to say that both sides are okay, right? That's the balanced argument. You write that in WAEC. But in a debate, it's different. Debate is also a persuasive argument, but it is not the same as balanced argument. So you must be clear on that. And I also want to mention that the rule of concord for the teachers who are here, please let's try and emphasize that. You don't use teams as team is a collective, you use team is, even though they are made, but you use is a collective now. Staff is, don't say staffs. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Let me just, that's what we do. We have a discussion. The discussion is different, technically speaking, from having a debate the way we are doing it here. You can have a discussion where you do the pros, the cons, the sides, you are just discussing one or however, in a debate, we don't do that. And then remember earlier on, when I was talking about language, I said we can have a complete session on language, which is a whole day thing, different from what we are doing here. That is why it is. Remember, I said that we have to upscale our language. That's why we talk about concord and all those things, your management of whatever verbs you have, your management of the sounds. That's very important. Remember your sounds. Okay, the 46 distinct sounds, the consonant sounds, the vowel sounds, all you manage them and all those, other things. So it is important for us to do that. Okay. How much time?
Final question and then move on. When debating, is it right to say standing on the existing motion or standing on the already existing motion? Is it right to use such sentence or statement?
Protocol. Like all protocols duly observed, something like that. Protocol. Motion is confusing motion with protocol. The second sense.
Okay, the usually standing existing protocol. So existing motion. You already have a motion, right? Which have been proposed. Okay, so you don't have to stand by existing motion protocols here. With those, if you don't want to go through all the German, all this and that have already, just going to save time. You don't want to walk people.
I think I understand what he was trying to talk about. I think maybe he's the second or third speaker and he doesn't want to repeat what the first speaker had said. That's repeat the motion. So he just wants to continue without saying it. But there's no need for it though.
Technically, there's no need for it. So, as the second speaker, stand up the existing protocol. I want to support my chief speaker on that.
You don't need to.
You must mention it, and please, it's important that as we go with it, you keep re-emphasizing where you are.
Yes.
And you've not shifted, you've not crossed the cabin, it's not like crossing. No, it's
Thank you so much. Please put your hands together for Madam Queen, Mr. Ejim, and everybody who has responded. Please let me know your name, the teacher over there. This is Goodness Church. This is Goodness Church. Please put your hands together for them.
All right, our time is fast spent, and we have another very interesting session coming up. Speaking to be heard, mastering diction and elocution in debate. And to take this, I'm going to invite the specialist herself. Please put your hands together and make welcome Mrs. Faith Dixon. You are not traveling. Please put your hands together.
Good day, Mr. Riddle, panel of judges, accurate technical, coding budget, my fellow audience. I'm coming today to oppose the motion that says. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
I'm
Good
Faith David Dixon. How many of you like the way I still spoke? The last one. Do you love it? Okay, let's play the flip side. You be the judges, and I am the speaker. What do you think you would do to that speaker? The last speaker that just spoke. How would you judge?
Which one? Sir, which one?
How about Mr. Chairman, the moderator, accurate timekeeper, panel of judges, co-debater, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I stand before you this morning to oppose the motion that says whatever motion you want to say. How about that? If you were listening, you would just raise your voice to see who's talking, right? Good. That's the essence of today's topic. I'm speaking on mastering diction and elocution in debates. Let me take it further. In debate, how you speak can be as powerful as what you say. How you speak can be as powerful as what you say. You can be so intelligent, you can have your points right there. But how you express yourself can be so powerful, can either make you win or lose out. It's been proven by statistics that only about 7% of our actual words communicate. What did I say?
Only about 7% of our actual words communicate.
Seven of the actual words say. However, you have about 55% of your body language communicating. You may be saying something and I'm looking at you, but what I'm seeing is something else. Do you know it's possible for that to happen? Good. So what communicates mostly is your body movements, your facial expression, how you make use of your arms. Let's say you're doing something like this. You're talking and you're doing like this. What do you think of the scene? The timid person. Someone who lacks confidence. So your expression goes a long way to communicate. The next is 38% goes to our voice, the tone of our voice, our modulation, the pauses. You shouldn't be running around without stopping. This is all we're considering today. Our objective is by the end of the session, we'll learn to speak more clearly and confidently. We'll improve pronunciation and delivery. And thirdly, we'll apply simple drills to become better debaters. All right, let's take it. The next is what is diction? Who knows what diction is? It's already there, so we really don't need to ask that. So addiction first is clarity of words. Let's say clarity of words.
Clarity of words.
That's so important. I didn't say clarity, I said clarity. Let's say that again.
Clarity.
Good. So Diction has to do with clarity of words. That means everything you're saying must be clear. Your words must be crisp. You must bite every single one of your words. Don't swallow them. Bite every single one of it. Clarity of pronunciation. Then the next is correct pronunciation. You must pronounce your words correctly. And of course, clear articulation. Fourthly, you have proper word endings. And this is where we have a lot of issues. You just, for instance, you want to pronounce a word like just. You just go, you just. The word which we don't pronounce, especially the last consonant in the word. Please, let's, as much as possible, try to pronounce words clearly. And of course, proper stressing and intonation. These are the super segments in the English language. That's the music. Intonation is the music of the English language. It's just like our native languages, our mother tongue. In our mother tongue, what we have is, we have tonal languages, right? We have tones, either the wide, the high, the mid, and the low. That's what we have. However, in the English language, we have intonation, and that's what gives beauty to the way we speak. So we should learn when to raise our voices and when to take them low. So why this matters? Judges don't award points for what they cannot hear or understand. Some of us, because we're trying to work with the points allotted to us, what do? We just run through everything we're going to say. There are times I've sat down as a judge, and at the end of the day, I'm asking myself, what exactly is this person saying? How many of us have been judges here? You can attest to the fact, right? You just ask yourself, what exactly is this person trying to say? I know you're trying to rush, but please, the most important thing is communicate. Because if you talk and the next person seated right to you, or the person listening to you, your audience, do not understand what you've said, it means you've just been engaged in self-thought. Communication has not taken place. In the communication model, we'll have sender, the message, what else? The receiver. What else? We talked about the channel, the seeds channel, then the feedback, which is the effect. So if the feedback that is at the end that is got at the end of the day is not same as what was sent, it means what? Communication has not taken place. So as much as possible, ensure that you speak clearly so you can be understood. Delivery can win or lose a debate. Your delivery of your speech can either lose or win debate. A strong argument poorly delivered is a wasted effort. I sat down, I think that was after the last debate. I was going to Body Town with a particular school, and I was listening to the conversation. I don't understand why this school should win. I mean, this particular student should be the best debater. In fact, she wasn't well dressed. What again did they say? I think she spoke more than the allotted time given to her. I think they gave other things like that. And I said, really? Okay, they said, I think this other person had more points than her. And I told them, really, that is not it. Because you think that you had more points. You had more points, quite right, but were you able to convince the judges with the points you presented to them? That is what delivery is all about. And that is what diction does for you. A strong argument poorly delivered is a wasted effort. Clarity gives your ideas power.
Is it back?
I'm sorry, this slide isn't there, but I'll just want to talk briefly on elocution. That's for us to differentiate between diction and elocution. Diction is about proper pronunciation and clarity of speech, right? However, elocution has to do with effective public speaking. That's your delivery, overall delivery. So that has to do with how you speak. It has to do with the tone of your voice. It has to do with expression, your pace, and of course, your confidence, how you carry yourself. That's elocution. So that's not included in the slide. Please pardon me. Let's take it further on. Okay, common speaking problems you have. The first of them is poor pronunciation. What's the first word? I said poor. Let's say that again. Good. The sound is poor. The next is speaking too fast. Let's say that. Speaking too fast. The next is monotone voice. Let's say it again. Monotone voice. And the final one is low or weak voice. Low or weak voice. All right. Let's say it. The first one is poor pronunciation. We're doing some pronunciation drills today. Why do we pronounce words poorly? How many of us are from the UK, right here? I'm from America or the UK. Beautiful. How many of us are Nigerians? We're all Nigerians. It's beautiful. That tells us that our first language, which is our mother tongue, is what? The Nigerian language. Igbo, Yoruba, Hausa, Ijo, Efik, Ibibio, whatever it is. That is our first language. And that's the very first language we're exposed to. That's what we call our mother tongue. There's a way it interferes with our ability to communicate. As a linguist, I know that the Yoruba, for instance, has seven vowel sounds. A, E, O, U, right? The Eagles have how many? 8, right? Good. They have 8 vowel sounds. However, the English language has about 20 vowel sounds. 20. I didn't say 10. So how on earth do you account for the ones you have here against the ones you have in the other languages? What do? You just try to pick up the ones you already know and use them for every single thing. Isn't that what you do? Yeah. We use the ones that are closest to that of our native languages. For instance, I have the sound E and A in my language. Everything that sounds like E and A must be said as E and A. In the English language, for instance, you have the pure vowels, which you call the monophthong and diphthongs. You do that, you've done that in the English language, right? Good. Some of them, the pure vowels have just one vowel segment, while the diphthongs have 2. If I have a sound like A, can we say the sound together? A. Again. What's the closest sound to it in your language? What's the closest sound to the sound A? Can you speak your language? I can speak my language. Can I see your hand up? Okay, let me say a word. Today. Today is Saturday. What's the closest sound to the sound A in that word? How would you say the word today? Today. You will only say day because the closest is what? Is A. It's A. That's how our mother tongue interferes with our pronunciation. Can we take it further? So what do we need to do? We need to learn intentionally every single sound in the second language, which in this case is the English language. Okay? Monotone delivery, no variation, boring, and unconvincing. Have you ever heard the robots talking? Who has ever
ever heard a robot talking?
Yes.
That's how the robot talks. Monotone delivery is more like using your voice, talking like this, like this, like this, like this, like this, on one level of tone. If you're speaking flat and you're just there, your voice is not high, it's not low. If I were the one listening to you and you do that consistently, what will happen to me? I'll get bored. And at some point, I'll stop listening to you. And it's worse still when you start your conversation or your debate that way. The way you start is so important. If you start energetically, I will want to listen further. But if you're just all over the place on a monotone level, at points, I wouldn't want to listen anymore. So please work on that. Then the next is weak confidence or audibility. So speaking too subtly. The first and second speakers talked about style of speaking. Some persons would speak naturally, calmly, because they're introverted naturally. But the most important thing is make sense and deliver well. But when you speak too softly, your voice is just all to yourself. You won't be able to communicate effectively. Lack of projection. Can you hear me at the back now? Good. Whether or not you're using a microphone, one thing I tell my children or my learners is the walls must hear your voice. If the walls can't hear you, it means you're not projecting. And you don't speak from, I wanted to keep this. You don't speak from your head voice. You speak from within. That will help you project better. Smoothly. If the judge is trained to hear you, you've already lost points. Please let's put that in mind. If the judge is trained to hear you, you've already lost the point because there's really nothing for them to judge. Still on them. Fear is only an illusion. It doesn't exist. Some of you say it's because I am shy, because I am afraid. Let's look back to the Bible. For God has not given us the spirit of what?
Yeah.
But He has given us the spirit of and of and of a sound mind. That is boldness. Some of you say, I speak this way because that's how my voice is, so because I'm a shy person. Shyness is not a fruit of the spirit. I tell us it is not a fruit of the spirit. So it's not something you should be bold about. You shouldn't be bold to say, I'm a shy person. You should only say what you are and confess it until it becomes your reality. Let's go on. Fear is only an illusion. It doesn't exist anywhere. So don't put yourself in that position. The four core.
This one?
Hey, can you take the other one?
This one.
Yes, I used to have this problem of shyness and fear. But one thing someone told me is face your fear until they become afraid of you. Like our mother here said, when you feel like you can't do something, what should you do? Do it. When you keep doing it and doing it over again, it becomes a part of you. But if you don't give yourself the opportunity to do it, you won't at all do it. Please, can we stand up? Thank you. Okay, let's do some exercises. Hands up, down, up, down, side stretch, forward stretch, backward stretch. Okay, let's turn around 1 to 5 times. 1, 2,
3, 4, and 5. Beautiful. Okay, so let's do we do this. I'll clap my hands. 1, 2. Help me. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Thank you. You stretch and then sit. Thank you very much. I noticed that some of us were already sleeping. We're rounding up already. Are we getting value from this training today? Okay, I just needed us to come back. So the four core speaking skills for debaters. Excuse me. Okay, so we have clarity. The first is clarity. The first is clarity. Can we say clarity? So you need to articulate your words clearly. Open your mouth properly. Pronounce word endings when you're speaking. Open your mouth properly and pronounce your words correctly when you're speaking. Can we say this? Don't eat your words. Everyone say that. Don't eat your words. Don't eat your words. Complete them. Don't eat your words. Complete them. Okay, let's move on. We're going to look at some words that we pronounce incorrectly in debate. Let's pronounce the first after me. Debate. Everyone says debate. Debate. So it's not debate. The second syllable has an A. It has an A, it's a diphthong. Can we say it one more time? Debate. Debate. The next is government. 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 The next is development. 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 The next is education. 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 Arguments. So you have the R there, it's not A, it's a long sound. Argument. The next is opponent. So it's not opponent. My opponent said the first syllable is not stressed. It has a schwa. The schwa is never stressed. The schwa is never stressed. The last syllable is also a schwa. That's why you stress the second syllable. So you go opponent. Is it clear? So let's say it's getting opponent. Opponent. Success. Success. Moderator. Moderator. So you don't have moderator if you stress the first syllable because the second goes A and the third is a short. Does it make sense? Okay, let's take again moderator. Moderator. And yes, there is this other one, the debater. Whether or not you're spelling T-O-R or T-E-R, it's always a short. Debater. It spells E-R, however, you pronounce it as ter, like the water. Can we say the debater? Debater. 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 So we should learn to pronounce. These are words that notice we all pronounce. A lot of us, not we all, a lot of us pronounce wrongly. I'll just quickly say those ones I heard today. Pressure, not pressure. Let's say the word pressure. 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 Question, not question. Let's say the word question. 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 I think I heard this too today. Let's take it further. Articulation, word ending, say clearly. Let's say the word there, worked. Worked. So you don't just stop it at work. Make sure you say the word ending, the consonant sound at the end. Played. Played. Helped.
health,
asked,
ask,
wants,
wants,
needs,
needs,
speaks,
speaks,
decides.
decides.
So these are reminders for us not to swallow our words. Make sure everything is crisp. Thank you, Ferdinand. Okay, so we're going to start slowly to do some exercises. Are we ready? These are tongue twisters. Let's take the first one slowly. Remember, the goal there is clarity, not speed. What did I say? The goal is what? Not speed. So most times what we want to do, when you see a tongue twister, everyone wants to do pizza piper, pizza piper, pizza peppers, pizza piper, pizza piper, pizza piper, pizza piper, pizza peppers, where's pizza. No, that's not it. You must learn to articulate first and learn to say your words clearly. When you say that clearly, then you can work on your speed and be heard clearly. Okay, so our goal here is clarity. Let's take the first one. Everyone go together.
He sells seashells by the seashore.
We have the or, the seashore. The first is shells, the second is shore. Or. Let's take it again.
She sells seashells by the seashore.
Let's take the second one.
Peter Piper picks a peck of pickled peppers.
The third one.
Unique New York.
And okay, there's no fourth one. I thought I was going to add more. So this is what you do when you see any tongue twister. What you do is learn to say the words, articulate every single one of them, and say them slowly, making sure that every single word is well articulated. That's how you learn to speak clearly. Let's take the next. Your pace. Speak at a moderate, controlled speed. Pause after every key point. Speak at a moderate, controlled. Don't be in a haste because you have just 2 minutes to speak. It's better you say something reasonable that your judges can understand than say nothing at all because you're trying to rush through your content. Did you get that?
Yeah.
Please speak at a moderate, controlled speed. Pause after every point. There's something the pause does. When I pause, it gives you room to think about what I said. It's possible you really didn't hear what I said in the first place. But when I pause, it makes you feel, this person just said something. Okay, let me try to digest it. Right? Good. So let's do a mini exercise. Talent is natural. Hard work is intentional. Talent is natural. Hard work is intentional. This is the first one. The second one is talent is natural. Hard work is intentional. You got the first one, right? Did you get the second one?
Yeah.
What you don't want to pause over, sorry, what you don't want to think about? The second one, because I made you think. So the pause is so powerful. If you want to listen to, learn to pause. Somebody asked a question initially about when you're nervous. So yes, take a pause. Instead of doing putting all the feelers, just take a pause. What works for me is this. I take a pause and I smile. By the time you're looking at my smile, it don't go. It's true. It works for me. It has worked and it will always work. The smile is contagious. So by the time you're looking at the face, don't worry, I've already regained myself. So once you get to that position, don't pause and start panting. Pause, take a deep breath, smile, and get yourself back together again. It has always worked like a miracle. I don't want to say a magic. It has always worked and will work for you. Let's move on. Speak to the last person. Okay, projection. Speak to projection, audibility. Projection has to do with being audible, making sure that the walls can hear you. So speak to the audience, not to yourself. Always emphasize, put yourself on the flip side whenever you have the opportunity to talk. Your speech is never about you. Look at tell me the purpose of a debate. What do you want to achieve with the purpose with your debate? What do you want to achieve?
The purpose of the debate is to establish points.
Establish points. Okay, what else?
To persuade your opponent.
To persuade your,
Opponent.
to persuade your,
Opponent.
to persuade your, to persuade your,
Opponent.
plus to persuade your opponent. You're stressing the second syllable. Opponent. Can we say the word again? Opponent.
To increase your confidence and charisma.
Okay. To increase your confidence and charisma.
Educate the audience about what you're trying to.
Thank you. To do what?
Keep.
Is it a do or a do? Educate, okay? So educate. Good, thank you.
Develop critical thinking.
To develop critical thinking, good. So that is it. You have to inform, you're doing your informing, you're educating, you're entertaining, you are trying to persuade at the same time. You're doing a lot of things at the same time, right? So you're speaking to your audience and you're trying to achieve all this aim at the same time. So you're trying to ensure that you're achieving the objective by projecting so you can be heard. Remember, the essence of this workshop is so you can be good. You can be better and be heard. That's the essence of this. So I don't want anyone to leave this room without being heard. So anytime you're standing there, it's not about you, it's about who? Your audience. So try to always play the flip side of it all. Use a diaphragm. Don't use this. When you talk like this, you're only shouting and you keep straining. Speak from your diaphragm. Let it come from within. That way, you'll be able to project better. Practical, no? Speak to the last person in the room. The next is. Okay, so let's see a projection drill. Stand straight and say the sentence so the funniest person can hear you. Please come. Sweetheart, come, please. And you boy, volunteer, come. Can we have a volunteer, please? The boy. You've been here. And you know the person? The one behind. You pushed him, so come. We have this, ladies and gentlemen, that strongly supports this motion. You say, as though you're debating.
Ladies and gentlemen, I strongly support this motion.
Here you go.
Ladies and gentlemen, I strongly support this motion.
Thank you. Please let's put our hands together for them. Projecting means ensuring the last person can hear you. Mom, did you hear them? You did, thank you. Okay, we talked about pause. Ladies and gentlemen, I strongly support this notion. That gives more power to what you're saying, emphasis. Okay, so that's how you project. Strong voice. Strong voice. When you're speaking from your diaphragm, you will feel it. But when you're just saying, ladies and gentlemen, you're speaking from here, you won't even feel it. But when you're speaking from within, the person at the very end will feel what you're saying. The person will know you're serious about what you're saying. Not shouting. Okay? The next is expression. Varying tone to match the meaning. Varying the tone of the voice to match the meaning. Sometimes you go low, other times you go high. I'm gonna go sing. Modulation, you know what modulation is, right? You're moving from one key to another. That's how you should talk. Up, down, up, down, up, down. So you don't sound boring. Emphasize key words. Emphasize every key word in your speech. Example, can someone help me? Let's all bring out to have there. I'm involved in a debate. Please come. The Navy officer. Please come. Let's have the go for me. It'll be terminal. We have a drill there. How would you do that? Expression. Should we come this way because of the lights?
Yes.
You come this way. Ladies first. You express that hard work, not talent, is the true driver of success.
Hard work, not talent, is a true driver of success.
Thank you.
Hard work, not talent, is the true driver of success.
Okay, now let's listen. We have baritone to match meaning. Emphasize key words. Baritone, what do? Hard work, not talent, is the driver. Do you get it? I'm trying to achieve an A. So what do? I vary my tone to match the meaning of what's in say. And of course, I emphasize the keywords. What are the keywords there? Hard work was next. And what's the next? Good. Now, having this in your mind, can you do it again?
Hard work, not talent, is the true driver of success.
Success is the word, thank you.
Hard work, not talent, is the true driver of success.
Thank you. Please let's put our hands together for that. Okay, can we do it together now? Hard work, not talent, is the key driver of success. Let's do it together.
Hard work, not talent, is the true driver of success.
Good. So you don't just say hard work, not talent, is the key drivers of success. No. Emphasize it until it makes sense to the person listening to you. Is that clear? Good. Let's take the next one. The next that's so important is your expression, apart from the way you say it, your deportment, the way you stand, the way you carry yourself. It's so key. If the person walking up to the stage is already walking like this, I had an impression about you as the judge. Your audience have an impression about you too. So they're giving you this before you start speaking. True or false? You're already giving you this. So as much as possible, when going up to the stage, your confidence is key. When teaching about impression management, we talk about appearance. Everyone say appearance. The second is behavior. Everyone say behavior. And the third is communication. Everyone say communication. Good. So your appearance is so key. How do you carry yourself? Your posture. Can we all stand? We're going to do this together.
Thanks.
Your chin should be parallel to the floor, the same level. So when you're coming, you're not coming like this. You're not coming like this. You're walking your chin parallel to the floor. The next is shoulders square. When you're asked to square your shoulders, you're not asked to do.
Yeah.
No, that is not squaring your shoulders. What you should do to your shoulders is take it up and backward. Relaxed, like this, and then downward. Better? The next is your rib cage should be elevated at all time. And of course, your stomach should be tucked. Don't give us this. Okay. Please, can you see this? Don't give us this. Your stomach should be tucked. It gives you a confident look. And of course, your feet weight should rest on the center of each foot. So when you come out, the way you carry yourself has already given everyone, both your audience and of course your judges, an impression about you. So when you're walking, you walk confidently. There is something our posture does to our minds. Can you put your head down, please? Okay, cry. Just pretend to be crying. You don't know how to cry. Okay, now she's crying. If I want her to cry, I would keep her right here. Do you know why? Do you know why I would keep her right here? This is the posture for crying. Until I elevate her face, she'll keep crying. There's no way I'll do this to her. Okay, cry. It's difficult to cry when your posture is this way. It's difficult also for you to feel shy or intimidated when you put on the right posture. So first of all, you should work on your posture. Work on your posture, and that takes care of your confidence. Confidence starts from the mind. Translates to your posture, and then that's what everyone sees about you. Is that understood? So if you're feeling nervous, work on your posture. If you're angry, you can reverse that anger within a split second by working on your posture. Even if you're angry and you keep your hand like this, you were aggravated. But the moment you start working on your mind, oh, I'm not angry. You start controlling yourself by putting yourself, changing your posture. Automatically, it's going to change everything about the way you feel. It's okay. So let's work on our posture, and it's going to affect the way people perceive us, both the audience and of course, every other person in the room. I have how many minutes? I should have about 5 minutes. Can we sit? Thank you. Please put your hands together for yourselves. So no bowel movement, walk head high, shoulders squared, maintain eye contact. The eye contact is so important. I hear a lot of persons saying, look above their heads. If you look above my head, I will notice. Yes. I'll notice you're looking above my head, and I'll tell you as a shy person or someone who lacks confidence. Learn to look at people straight in the eyes. Do you know what? If I notice you're looking at my eyes will fix on you. True or true? So what you do is form a zigzag motion. That way you'll be able to connect with everybody in the room. You're going from left to right, from left to right. Sometimes you stay on one person, take it up, and stay on the next person, take it up. But the moment you start doing this, you no longer have anybody's attention. Is that clear? Good. So learn to maintain eye contact with the people you're speaking with. Tips for lead learners. In the classroom, by lead learners, the 21st century teacher is called a lead learner because we are also learning. Okay, so these are tips for the lead learners in the classroom. let students read aloud regularly. How many of us do that in our schools? Our students read aloud. You have library section. Good. So you give them room to read aloud and read correctly, not just anyhow. The next is correct gently, but consistently. And of course, introduce word drills to them. It will help them. Because one aspect of speaking that a lot of people do not take into consideration is pronunciation. Please ensure that the words are pronounced. After teaching them the sounds, ensure that they deliberately pronounce words correctly, because sound is the foundation of every language. Before you start making larger strings like phrases, clauses, and sentences, you'll learn to pronounce your sounds, right? And it's those sounds you put together to form the word. It's more like the foundation of the language. Speech sound. The baby does what first when he's born? He does what? He cries. Have you seen a baby who says, "Good morning, mommy"? I will cheese. It's not possible. So the baby learns to make sounds first, and they start picking up sounds from the speech environment before eventually talking. So the sounds must be in place. If your sounds or your speech sounds are not well put together, it would mean no matter how good your grammar is, somewhere there'll be a shaking. So that's the foundation. The foundation must be put together. The next is practice with a timer. Record and play back speeches to them. When your learners speak and they hear what they have said themselves, what happens to them? They're able to judge themselves. If you're not doing well, you're able to say, "Wow, I didn't do so well. Okay, it's time for me to improve." Isn't it? Good. So play back the speeches to them. Focus on delivery, not the content. That's one mistake we make. We focus so much on the content and we forget about delivery. So please, let's focus on their delivery. That's also key. In debate, your voice is your vehicle. Everyone say that. In debate, your voice is your vehicle.
In the debate, the voice.
Okay, I want us to personalize it. In debate, my voice is my vehicle.
My voice, my vehicle.
If I'm unclear,
If I am unclear,
my ideas will not arrive. Good. More like you driving a car. Your voice is your vehicle. So if you're unclear, your ideas will not arrive. Every student can improve. Diction is a skill. It's something you need to learn. So don't say you can't. The way I am today is how I will be forever. I've heard that from a lot of my learners. It's not new to me. I am Nigerian, don't try to change me. It is how they speak, they speak well. You get it. So you should, one thing that makes you a good communicator is your ability to switch, code switch. That's one thing that makes you a good communicator. You should be able to speak your native language so well, Pidgin English so well, Nigerian English so well, an advanced level of the English language so well. The idea of diction is for social intelligibility of speech, so you can communicate across board. So if you can speak the Nigerian English and Pidgin and your language, and as an educated person, you can't try to pronounce words correctly, then you need to improve. What did I say? So it can be learned. Hard work. Okay, stop. All right, thank you. I think we're going to stop here because our time is up. Thank you very much.
Well done. Well done. Please, you need to do better than that. All right, that was a beautiful session. Wasn't it? Any questions? Just two.
Our time is fast spent and we have to be out of here in the next 10-15 minutes. Any question? None. Beautiful. Please put your hands together for the facilitator. Every one of our facilitators did a great job today. They did justice to the three topics that were handled. And the onus lies on you to do with it what is best for your growth and learning. I believe you've learned a lot today. Going out of here, you should become better debaters, better speakers, and all of that. Please put your hands together for the organizer for the big workshop today. Yesi, right? Put your hands together for Yesi. I want to call on Dr. Sandra quickly to take the announcement and then close from there. Please put your hands together. She makes our way to the next place. Do you have a problem with clapping?
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. I may not be able to speak like Coach Faith, so don't mark me. Thank you very much. So I just want to especially appreciate everyone here present today. I want to thank all the schools that made it and every student. Please, can we give a round of applause to everyone seated here? Yeah. Thank you so much for being able to make out this time to come. I know the time was not really enough. We didn't give you enough notice. Apologies, right? But we felt that this is something that is worth doing because every time we come for Yesi debates, there's always something to tell you at the end of the debate. Maybe you didn't do this well or you didn't do that well. So we felt it's important that before you even start the debate, that there are things you need to know. So that is the whole essence of this. So apologies for the short notice, but thank you so much for coming. For all the students, for all the teachers who made it. A shout out to my colleagues. Please another round of applause. Thank you so much for all that you do. We really, really appreciate you. I would like to encourage you to ensure you set up your debate club if you do not have. And if you already have, please make it very vibrant. Dr. Jim spoke so much about that. There are things to do to make the debate club vibrant. Please try and do that. And if you also need support, please call on us. We can come around and speak to the students. That being said, I would like to now talk about the next round of the debate for this year, 2026 Debates Championship. Yeah, and I want to believe that every school here, you have already signed up, right? So a round of applause for yourself once again. We will be expecting more schools to join, and I believe that you already have a step ahead because of the things you prepared. So possibly we'll send out maybe a Google form for proper sign up. So you'll be expecting that. We have different WhatsApp groups, especially the workshop group. Maybe we'll use that. Please, teachers, look out for the forms, the Google forms, so that you sign up. And if there's any questions you have, also drop it on that group or call. Thank you so much once again for being a part of this. And then finally, we're looking forward to having the first round in June. So you have April, May, and then June, right? That's a long time. So possibly by next week,
let me say in 2 weeks' time, max, we should be sending out the topics so that you have enough time to prepare. So June and then October. So have it on your calendar, June and October, or we'll communicate all the details in due course. So with this, I want to especially thank everyone who has made it to this Yesi debate workshop. And we believe that the next edition will even be better and bigger. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Sandra. With this, we've come to the end of today's workshop. We'll do two things quickly and then we'll be on our way. The first is closing prayer, then we'll take pictures and we'll be on our way. I would like someone to take the closing prayer for us. Hey. Mary.
Is this yours, Kevin? Let's close our